Whispering Pines versus Stacy Newbury and Robert Boots. File number here is 251632 LT. Mr. Timothy Reed is here on behalf of Park and their manager, Ms. Lentz. Mr. Reed, what's the status?
Thank you, Your Honor. And so there was $1,000 payment made on September the 1st. So the total amount owed without costs right now is $1,090.
TJ, I don't think the problem is at your end. I think it's at my end, but
Hold on. What are you getting?
I can hear you, just not very well.
Is it? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see if hold on.
Rebecca, would you speak? Yeah, it's not you, it's at my end. I
Okay.
can't hear Rebecca any better than you, but I can hear you, but if you'd speak up.
Does it help
would
if I talk into the microphone like this?
Perhaps.
Okay. All right, I'll start over. So there was $1,000 payment made September 1. The total amount owed today without court costs and service fees is $1,094.
Through September?
Yes, that does not count October.
Laura, could you come in and help me with this? I think it might be your volume. Is this lot only?
No, this is lot and rent. And I have $205.10 in costs, and that breaks down at $75.10 for service fee, $55 filing fee, $75 statutory attorney fee, for a total of $1,299.10.
All right, just a moment. Can you turn it up from there? All right, so 1,299.10.
Yes.
Every day it's a new surprise. Everything was fine yesterday. I can barely hear it. Anybody that's watching this live stream is going to have a really hard time hearing this. All right, Miss Newbury and Mr. Boots, do you agree with that figure?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Your plan to get caught up?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right, well, the law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days. Mr. Newell, this will apply to you as well. So that takes us to next Friday. Let's see what that looks like. I had it up and then I went to look for something else. V3, that's the first Friday of the month. TJ, are you available at 2 o'clock on Friday, October 3rd?
Yes, I'm available all day that day.
Ms. Newbury and Mr. Boots, you own the trailer? Is that
No.
correct?
No, this is lot and rent, Your Honor. Sorry.
Oh, lot and rent. Oh, I misunderstood. So you're renting the trailer and the lot, is that correct?
I believe after this last payment, we'll own it.
So we're
All
trying to
right,
get
well,
them
you're
to buy.
getting
Yeah,
close.
so we're
Yeah, as soon as
we're
it's,
close.
yeah.
All right, so you made $1,000 payment, that's good. Now, we're gonna continue this to next Friday, which will be October 3rd. Then you get 10 more days from that day to October 13th to pay the rent or be subject to eviction. So I think you've got a plan. Are you both working?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Do you believe you'll be able to get this caught up by October 13th?
I'm definitely gonna try to. if we're unable to, we did speak with Miss Lentz on trying to get a payment plan arranged.
Well, you can do that. I tell everyone, Mr. Newell, again, this goes to you, stay in contact with your manager. And Ms. Lentz has been here for a long time and she's managed this and other places. So she knows how it works. So she's accessible. So you keep plugging away at this and we'll address it next Friday at 2:00. All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
No.
All right, you're good to go. This is file 251635. Again, Mr. Timothy Reed for the plaintiff and Rebecca Lentz. And defendant. What's the arrearage in this one?
All right, so I have, can you hear me okay? I'm trying to make this loud enough.
No, I can't. So it's
All
not
right.
your problem, but I'm gonna
All right.
at some point get, Laura, would you see if you can get IT in here to help us turn this up?
All right, so I have $370.10 is the arrearage on rent, Your Honor, on the lot rent, with $179.10 in cost, and that breaks down $49.10 in service, $55 filing, $75 attorney.
I got it. Yeah, could you give me that again, Mr. Reed?
You
Sorry.
bet, not a problem, Your Honor. $370.10 in back rent, $179.10 in cost for a total of $549.20. And the costs break down $49.10 service fee, $55 filing fee, $75 statutory attorney fee. So there was a significant, there have been some payments made since the filing to get it down to that 370.10, Your Honor.
And I have everything, including the court cost. I'll pay first thing as soon as I'm done with this court case. I have it on my card right here. I just have to go to the bank real quick.
So what we'll do, Your Honor, if that happens, I'll just file a dismissal before next week's hearing.
All right.
And how much was that again? For 400 and what?
$549.20.
549.20.
Yes, sir.
I'll have that paid as soon as I get to the bank. As soon as this court thing, I'll have it paid up front.
Very good.
Perfect.
We need more of that. All right. For purposes of tracking this, I'm going to continue to 10/3. That's next Friday at 2:05, but I expect it to be dismissed.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Newell, you seem to be on top of this, so good for you. All right, if we need to have a hearing, it'll be next Friday at 2:05. If you do pay, Mr. Reed will dismiss the matter and it won't show as a eviction hearing. All right, you're good to go, sir.
All right, thank you.
And as Whispering Pines Mobile Home Park versus Cheyenne Osborne, she's not here either. What's the status here?
All right, so I am showing that the rent due is $3,272. Well, wait a minute, there's a $59 late fee. Make sure I have that correct. This is the one this is lot 45, correct?
This is the one I just sent you.
Okay, thank you. I want to make sure that I look at that correctly. All right, there it is. Okay, so the total amount owed without court cost, Your Honor, is $3,411.
And how much are court costs?
Like $179.10. And that breaks down $49.10 in service fee, $55 filing, $75 statutory attorney fee.
Is there a late fee plugged in there somewhere?
$59 is the only late fee for all of it.
That's in the 3,411.
Yes.
Again, we have personal service. They're not here. I'll continue this
Nope.
to October 3rd
Yes, sir.
at 2:15. at TJR request. Miss Lentz, are they also still there?
They're still there, but they, I've heard through the grapevines that they are moving out. They will be out October 3rd. And she's purchasing the home from us.
So we're hoping, yeah, so we're give it a little extra time to get things completed.
All right, before Tops had something to say about hearing it through the grapevine. All right, good morning. Are you Katie Parks?
I am.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right. Mr. Sluice and Ms. Kuntz, you're here also. Let me tell all of you, you are tenants in a landlord-tenant proceeding. Your landlord has brought an action to have you pay the rent. It's called a non-payment of rent case, amazingly. In such a case, you have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could ask legal aid to represent you or seek other legal representation. An attorney from legal aid is here with us on the feed this morning. You have a right to have the case heard where the property is located, which is beautiful St. Joseph County. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance or file the jury demand within 5 days in writing using the court form, and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay it. You may be eligible for financial assistance if your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent. You may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, local coordinated entry agency, which is Community Action Agency out of Battle Creek, Housing Assessment and Resource Agency, which is Neighborhoods, Inc. Or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for some federal veterans assistance programs. You should have received that information with the original summons and packet that we sent to you. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from the places listed above. A copy of the summons and complaint from your case are sufficient, and you've already received that. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation, also known as community dispute resolution. If both parties are interested, we can set that up. Or if you can reach an agreement with the landlord that the case would be dismissed for payment of rent or some other agreement, they could file what's called a conditional order of dismissal. Ms. Parks, is Mr. Heminger there?
Randy does not live here any longer.
All right. While we were waiting, we ran some of the numbers. You weren't late. We just had a time gap. So we were using some of the time to get prepared for your case. The park contends that your rent is $4,590 in arrears,
That
plus
is correct.
court costs of $208 for a total of $4,798.33. You have filed, it appears that you filed a request for some financial assistance with DHS. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do you agree with the numbers?
I do.
Have you heard anything from DHS?
Yesterday, I contacted them and they did deny it a couple days ago, and then going over the reasons why it was denied, she told me to refill out the paperwork, and then they're going to reprocess that with, I'm guessing, a different answer.
Are you employed?
I am currently getting unemployment, and that just started on the 19th.
Reason I ask, If they give you some money, let's just say the DHS says, all right, we'll pay $3,500. You would still owe an additional $2,300 to pay the rest of this. The only thing that cures this is paying the entire amount. A partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. This is pretty substantial arrearage. With costs, it's up near $5,000. It's unlikely they're going to give you $5,000. They might, I've seen it before. But if they don't give you that, you're responsible for the balance. My original intention, Mr. Reed, was to adjourn this a week, but it looks like she is in the process, and now there looks like there's going to be a delay. So the law says when they've asked for assistance, the preference is we adjourn 2 weeks. So let's see what we got here. We're already into October anyway. Do you no longer do Three Rivers Village?
Riversville.
Is
Oh,
that the mobile home park there?
no, what is? Yeah, I can't remember the
Yeah,
name.
there's the Paylets law firm seems to be representing them.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it would be you. How about 10:30 on Friday, October 10th?
I have a
Boy, are we-
mediation. I'm available that afternoon.
Well, let's see what else we got. How about 8:30?
No, I'm in mediation all morning.
All right, well, let's split the difference here. Let's say we got for the 13th.
13th, I'm pretty wide open.
How about we'd set it for 2 o'clock on October 13th?
Works for me.
All right, we're gonna continue this 10 days. And see how you're doing with DHS. Now, part of the reason you got behind is because Mr. Heminger left. He
That
lost
is
his
correct.
income.
We divorced in April,
All right.
and I have not received any payment from him at all as far as child support.
Who else lives there with you?
Myself and my 3 children.
All right, well, this is a tough situation. Your kids are in the school district there. You wish to stay there. Your rent arrearage is pretty substantial. This figure I gave you was through September. When we get into October, it's gonna be higher still. I used to include that number in here, but I was told I can't do that anymore. What's the monthly cost here?
I believe it is $985.
Yeah, with the garbage fee. Yes, sorry.
So add that into the figure of 4798. So you're going to be close to $6,600. So share that with DHS. But when we meet next time, October's rent will also be due.
Correct.
Okay. Hey, do you have a plan B if you can't get any assistance?
I do not.
I believe the monthly amount with the garbage fee is $934.
934.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me talk about the worst case scenario. If you don't pay the rent on October 13th, you would get 10 more days to move or be subject to being evicted, which would be October 23rd. So that's 20 days from now. So I really hope you can light a fire under somebody at DHS. But then, of course, on the 1st of November, November's rent is gonna be due. And so,
I do have money coming in now.
all right, well, very good. Hopefully you can get caught up with this. I'm not encouraging an eviction. I'm just telling you that that's the worst that could happen, is you would have to move out, or the sheriff would come put your stuff out on the street. So stay in contact with Ms. Lentz, your manager. DHS may need information from her. Stay in contact with them. The number is 4,798, and it's gonna be an additional 934 for October. You and I will talk about this further at 2 o'clock on October 13th. Stay in contact with your manager. All right, good luck. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right, I'll see you in 10 days.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Let me ask this, Ms. Coons. You guys rent the lot and the trailer?
So the trailer is on a rent to own.
All right. This is one of those, what part of it is lot rent, part of it is a rent to own for the trailer. Sometimes hard to sort it all out. This park also has some sort of a utility fee that I've been learning about. So, Mr. Cromendike, what's the arrearage here?
And just so we're clear, I think the original complaint included some of that that rent to own or loan payments on the mobile home itself. I have taken those out of the numbers I'm going to give you now. So there is outstanding lot rent at $395 a month, totaling $1,975. In addition to that, we have $250 of late fees, and that's at $50 a month. And then we have a $60 NSF fee for a payment that was that didn't go through. And then there are $356.72 of outstanding utilities fees. That total is $2,641.72. In addition to that,
this is, all right, go ahead.
we've got court costs totaling $308.20.
Give me that again, please.
Court costs are $308.20.
Thank you.
And so the total amount to retain possession would be $2,000, as of right now, would be $2,949.92.
And that does not include the trailer payment.
Correct.
All right. Their claim is that you are 1975 lot rent, 5 months worth of late fees, and NSF fee, and this utilities for $2641.72 just on the lot. What's your position with that?
I had applied through DHS for some help for the total amount that was on this paperwork. And I got a denial just in the mail the other day because something to do with it, this paperwork didn't reach them in time, so I have to resubmit that. But the problem being is I can't access my mail at this park. I've asked repeatedly for keys. The entire time I've lived here, I cannot get mail here, so I have to have everything deferred to my parents' house in Marcellus, and that's where the DHS paperwork has to go. So when
Well, you
I
don't
got
live in Marcellus. Marcellus
No.
is in Cass County.
right, my case is out of St. Joe County, but they mail my paperwork to Marcellus because I can't access my mail at this address.
Just a minute. Ms. Villa, could you join us?
And we requested the key multiple times.
Ms. Villa? Is there a big mail delivery
There's a box and it has keys.
Yeah, at the front of the park, there's a box with a link. All the keys for each unit.
And you don't have a key to it?
Never
Yeah.
received one. I've reached out to Trish, the person I was told to reach out to numerous times. I never received the keys. I talked to the mail person. They said they had to provide the key to us, that they couldn't change them.
I've got a note taken down and I will let the owner of the park know. And hopefully
Alright.
get that resolved as quickly as possible for you.
Okay, thank you.
Now, this is complicated. Some of it is utilities, some of it is lot rent. They will assist you with the lot rent, but they won't assist you with your payment on the trailer.
Right,
Like if you were buying a house, they won't pay your mortgage. They'll
right.
pay your rent, but they won't pay a mortgage. So there's even more money due on the trailer payment, which is not a part of this.
Right.
How is your water? Does your water and sewer work?
It's disgusting. It's not
Water's
usable.
yellow.
It's brown to yellow. It stinks.
It stains our clothes if we wash clothes with it.
I don't even wash my clothes here anymore.
Yeah, something's going on with their water.
Does your sewer work?
It works, but so if you use the toilet or even like the shower, the toilet, or when we would use the washing machine in the back half of the house, it would
It
smell
would regurgitate putrid
like
smell.
dead fish.
All right. Well, there's some issues here. The park has got these issues.
And
Megan, do we know if they've got a proper certification for operation yet?
We do, Your Honor. We just received it yesterday from the state.
Very good, very good. So we got that not to worry about, but there's other issues.
And as far as the water goes, Your Honor, I hear what's being said. I had provided Meg with the water is tested monthly, is my understanding.
Well, it's tested at the wellhead. It's not tested at the faucet in the individual trailers.
Yeah, that I don't
And,
know that. Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, I had sent the health department out there years ago, but they didn't want to condemn make everybody homeless. But this park needs some work. I think the septic is bad, and I think the water to the individual trailers is bad. At any rate, they have requested some financial assistance. So in theory, I'm supposed to adjourn this for 2 weeks.
Judge, I am, of course, happy to consult with the tenants if they're interested in applying for legal aid.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right. Let's look at a date. Mr. Kromendijk is trying to get the park all situated here, and there's just some issues that are unresolved. That takes us to Friday, October 10th, and that is a better day. Are you available at 10:30 that day?
Yes.
Are you, Mr. Kromendijk?
I am.
In order to cure this, you have to pay the entire amount of the rent. So right now and the other thing, when we come back again, it will also include October's rent. And so we'll be over $3,000. That's just the trailer lot payment. Also, you owe the payment on the trailer.
Yes.
I don't know, I haven't been there in some time. Maybe if everybody in the whole park paid their rent into escrow, rather than pay the rent, we'd have a bunch of hearings about the habitability of these premises, but we're gonna continue this to October 10th. So you got two problems. A, you need to pay the entire amount to cure it, and B, this is lot only, not the trailer payment.
Right.
So so you've got multiple issues. Are you both employed?
I just started work again because there's been a lot, but I don't want to get into that right this second. But Kyle's doing DoorDash as well. We've just had a rough year. Easy way to explain it.
Well, I think a lot of people are fighting that same struggle. I'm gonna put you in a breakout room and let you talk to legal aid privately.
Okay.
But our next hearing will be Friday, October 10th at 10:30. All right, you should just click the button that says join. All right, next is ARLK Properties versus Catherine Smith and Cody Lester. Cody Lester is here. Catherine Smith, no. And Andrew Rognus is here, and Nate from ARLK Properties is present. Mr. Lester, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Does Catherine Smith still live there?
Yes, sir.
Where is she?
She's currently with the kids right now.
All right. You're also appearing from outdoors, but it's a beautiful morning.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rognus, what's the circumstance here?
Well, at this point in time, Your Honor, rent totals $3,600. I'm suspecting if we get adjourned into October, it'll be another $1,200, so it's gonna get to the point where it's $4,800. Lease does specify a late fee of $5 per day, which as of today's date would have been $435.
We'll recalculate, we'll leave that out. You can't do a $5 a day late fee.
Okay, well,
No court allows that.
yeah, the rent is currently $3,600. It'll be $4,800 on the 1st of October, and the total for costs is $232.40.
So it's $3,852.40.
Okay, yep.
All right, here's Judge Pattison.
Back from California?
Yes. All right. Mr. Lester, do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
What's your plan?
We're currently working with a couple of different agencies to get some help with that while we get back on track.
All right. Who have you been in contact with?
Her name is Kathy, and Neighborhood.
Which agency?
One of the veteran agencies. I'm not exactly sure the name.
DHS, Community Action Agency,
Yeah.
Neighborhood Inc.
Community Action Agency and Neighborhood Inc.
All right. I said this about 20 times. They scheduled a meeting with those agencies to talk about what funding they had. And I went to it, but they canceled it. I was interested to hear if they had any money. The only thing that'll cure this is paying the entire amount. As Mr. Rognus indicated, there's going to be another month's rent due October 1st. Your rent is substantial, $1,200 a month. That's pretty high for St. Joe County rents. In Chicago, you could rent a doghouse for $1,200 a month, but here it's at the higher end of our spectrum. Because you have requested assistance, I'm supposed to go 2 weeks. Mr. Agnes, which would take us to October 10th at 10:40. Does that work for you?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lester, couple things I want to repeat. The only thing that'll cure this is paying the entire amount of the arrearage. So it's gonna be pretty substantial. It's gonna be close to $5,000 when we get into October. So let's say they agree to give you 3,500. You're still gonna need an additional 1,500. And we may revisit late fees. No judge allows $5 a day. I've been up to $50 a month. So if we put that in there, that's gonna be additional $200 in late fees, which would make $5,000. If you're unable to pay that, I'm gonna give you 10 days from October 10th to vacate or be subject to being evicted. That would give you until October 20th, unless the landlord gives you some grace, to stay or move. I'm sure that ARLK Properties has a waiting list of people looking for something to rent. And the farther they go, the farther behind they get, and their interest may be just to get you to either pay or move. So bear that in mind as you go forward. Couple pieces of advice: stay in contact with your landlord. Let your caseworkers know there's going to be additional month. So the arrearage is going to be, if we add in late fees, $5,000 plus some. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, next hearing is 2 weeks from today, October 10th at 10:40. All right, you're good to go, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Your Honor.
Three Rivers Health versus Rebecca Shingledecker. Keith Cox is here on behalf of Three Rivers Health, and we have a lot of these cases, and they're often difficult because they wait a while before they file the actions. And there are often issues regarding insurance. This is a hearing regarding plaintiff's request for discovery and an opportunity perhaps for you two to talk. Mr. Cox, you wish to speak to your motion?
Yeah, Judge. So the court in this case didn't grant discovery in its initial scheduling order, interim pretrial order. The plaintiff interpreted the court's number one to mean discovery would be completed since pursuant to MCR 2.301, which states plainly that discovery is only afforded to the parties by leave of the court or by stipulation of the parties. We weren't able to stipulate on this, or I didn't get any consent from the defendant after filing the motion, but we're here asking for discovery in this case. And as the court knows, I'm here on a lot of these different cases for Three Rivers Health. Typically, plaintiff has all that it needs to go forward with a medical bill case. However, the defense in this action is that this was a botched surgery, that the plaintiff committed some sort of negligence, medical malpractice, if you will, in the rendering of the care. And plaintiff's position on that is that it's a valid defense if it can be established. And the way to be established is to bring in a doctor of equal standing to the one that performed the surgery, and also to testify as to the standard of care that then was breached relative to the procedure. And plaintiff's position again would be, we're interested to know if she's really serious about advancing this defense. And if she's not, we might be able to then move up for summary proceedings. So we're asking that the discovery order be granted for 30 days. The discovery that I'm intending to serve upon the defendant is attached to our motion as Exhibit 1. And we'd ask that discovery be afforded plaintiff in this case.
All right. Ms. Shingledecker, I think you got all that. Saying that the care was inadequate or worse is a potential defense to the fact that you owe the money, but you can't just say that. You can say it in your pleadings, but in order to maintain it, you need a medical expert to come in and say this level of care was negligent or inadequate or dangerous. As a layperson, you can't just come in and say, hey, I didn't get good care, or they botched my procedure. So it puts the burden sort of back on you. So they've asked for discovery, which means they're going to ask you some questions about the availability or who's going to be your expert to put your theory forward. The other option, and I think we'll avail of it, at least you two can talk to each other. Or maybe you've got an expert in mind. You went to Henry Ford Hospital after this?
I had to go to 2 additional hospitals after Three Rivers Health to be cared for because Kalamazoo Borges Hospital couldn't successfully perform what they needed to do to fix it. So I had to then go to Detroit. I'll be honest with you, Judge. I do not have an expert witness. I'm not financially prepared to hire a lawyer, let alone a financial or an expert
Have
witness.
you discussed perhaps a medical malpractice case with an attorney?
After all of this happened, a few months following the procedure, I did reach out to multiple attorneys, and in a nutshell, I was one fatality shy of qualifying for a medical malpractice lawsuit. If I would have passed away, it would have been fine, but no one would take my case because I didn't die or I didn't have a life-sustaining injury.
Well, that's slight comfort. Well, if you died, we would have handled your case. It's
At
like
least they
saying
could.
someone which has been said before, in an assault case. Well, if you had died, we would have charged him with murder. But that's not much of a relief to the person that's dead.
No.
All right. Well, what I would like to do is put you in a breakout room to talk for a minute. But I've got somebody in there. I didn't have the foresight to open more than one room. Let me see if I can do more than one.
I'm in a room all by myself.
That's
So
why so I can put you in I'm not afraid to have you here in the courtroom. You came in and said hello. You're in this conference, so I can let you speak privately with Mr. Cox. Let me see if I can open another room. Welcome back, Ms. Escamilla, Ms. Bice. Do you need any further help?
No, Your Honor, we've completed all the questions I had. She has agreed to send me the documents we requested in the subpoena. So as long as we see those, we should hopefully be back in your courtroom anytime soon.
All right, very good. Ms.
All right.
Escamilla, you're good to go. We got through it without nary a bark. Ms. Everling, Ms. Bice, you're good to go.
Thank you.
And hopefully that will resolve the matter.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. This is entitled Kreitz Rentals, Inc. versus Dana Clark and all other occupants at apartment 2 on Clay Street. Jamie Clark is here. Jamie Kreitz. Jamie Clark's a different person. John Bush. And Mr. Clark is here. This was filed as a non-payment of rent. Mr. Bush, not sure what we determined the rent was. Through September, $3,244. Mr. Bush, anything been paid? Mr. Kreitz?
No, Your Honor. He also did not come in and pick up the packet like you instructed him to either.
Uh-oh, I didn't know anything about a package. Sorry about that, Jamie. I didn't know about that. I apologize. I didn't hear that last week.
Well, you're in a tough spot, Mr. Clark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Middleton.
You owe $3,244 in rent through September. Just a couple days, October's rent will be due. You owe $197.96. in costs for a total of $3,441.96. That's due within 10 days from today.
Yes, sir, Mr. Middleton.
Let me take
But this package, sorry, Jamie, what package do I supposed to come pick up? You didn't give me a call because I gave you.
Well, we talked about that last week on the record.
I'm sorry.
You were gonna ask for help from
DHS.
DHS. Did you do that?
No, because
That's why we told you to go pick up the packet.
Oh, hold on, wait. I went to DHS. DHS said that, Mr. Clark, you had to get a hold of your landlord. Your landlord had to give you a eviction notice. And I called you.
All right, well, you're about to get one.
Yes, sir.
So take this to DHS.
Yes, sir.
DHS keeps telling people that they need an actual eviction and they don't.
Uh-oh.
But you're gonna have one in a minute.
Yes, sir.
October 1, how much is the monthly rent?
He set up weekly at 116 a week.
All right, I'll just leave it through. So what's the date of this, Mr. Kreitz?
The 3,244 was through September 22nd. So we could add another 116 for
Yes,
today.
sir.
For this
Well,
week.
mess my judgment all up.
And you're fine. You're fine leaving it at 3,244.
Through not September 22nd. Mr.
Sure.
Clark, I want you to go out to the counter and get a copy of this order.
Yes.
And the clerk will come get it. That's what you need to take to DHS.
Go to the clerk office?
Uh-huh.
Right now, Your Honor?
Mm-hmm. What's the additional amount? 1/6?
It's 116 every week, so you can add 116 to the 3,244. And that
I
would
put it
get
on a
through-
line plus 116 per week.
And that'll get him to September 29th.
All right. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. So he's gonna get a copy of this, take it to DHS. Mr. Major is here too. Why don't you come up and have a seat, sir? We'll just keep going while legal aid is working on their case. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
This is Kreitz Rentals Inc. versus Jose Major. That's you, sir?
Yes.
We were here last week and we went through the information. I don't remember what I put here. I didn't make very good notes. The arrearage is $3,220 plus court costs for a total of $3,422.16. When we talked last time, you were gonna try to work on getting this caught up somehow. What's the status here today?
Well, I was gonna make a payment next week for the rent of September. I didn't make enough money to cover last week for this. I'm just trying to catch up certain bills that I have, and as you know, I'm separated, and I was gonna apply for some. I must do the paperwork for emergency funding for housing. No.
Well, we talked about this same thing. You were gonna go see Mr. Clark and get the packet.
Yeah,
I'm
I got
gonna
the
give
packet,
it.
but I was trying to avoid it, but I won't be able to qualify for loan. So over this weekend, I'm gonna fill out the paperwork and gather all my stuff, show them proofs of.
All right, well,
bills and
Mr. Clark,
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
go back to you. You need to stay in contact with Mr. Kreitz. If you don't pay that amount of money, you're subject to being evicted on October 6th.
Yes, sir.
That's 10 days from now.
Yes, sir.
unless you get some funding or Mr. Kreitz agrees to let you stay longer.
Yes, sir.
So keep that in mind. Stay in contact with him.
Yes, sir. I'm taking to the DHS right now.
All right, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Major, you're kind of in the same boat. You owe a lot of money, you don't have the ability to pay it.
Well, I'm
You-
gonna make a
and-
payment. I'm gonna make a payment
Alright.
on next week.
Well, he
$750.
could have, the only thing that'll cure this is paying the entire amount. No money judgment is entered at this time. You could be liable for other damages if additional rent is owed. For example, October's rent. When you got divorced, it kind of set you off,
I'm
your
not
pins
divorced.
are separated. And, yeah, that's what I wrote, which is financially and emotionally, struggling. But the arrearage is pretty substantial. I mentioned last week, and again, Mr. Kreitz has got lots of people waiting to rent. But I find this is through September, correct, Mr. Kreitz?
Correct, Your Honor.
The whole month, 3,220. Court costs of 198.40 plus 376. Oops. Is $202.16. If we add that, it gives us 3,422.16. That's a lot. So I would suggest you also take this to DHS. Let's say DHS agrees to give you $2,000. You still would owe $1,400 plus 22. The only the curate is paying the entire amount.
Well, if they pay $2,000, I need to pay the
All
rest
right.
of it. You give me 1 month.
Well, you
Stay
get
in there
10
so I
days, you
can-
get 10 days from today unless he agrees to give you more.
Well, 10 days
October.
not enough. 10 days not enough, you know. You
Well, he can
understand that-
agree to give you up to 56 days.
Huh?
He can agree to give you up to 56 days. You don't understand the gravity of this. You failed to pay your rent for several months and you're $3,422 behind. The law says unless you pay that entire amount, you're subject to being evicted 10 days from today, which is October 6th.
Well, I'm trying to work
No,
things
no,
out.
so-
I'm trying to work these
All
out.
right, if he agrees to work things out with you, then that's fine. But if he doesn't, you're subject to being evicted. He can agree to work with you. He has up to 56 days before he asks for the writ of eviction. And it's easier to keep a good tenant in there than to get one in and get another one out.
Well, I've been there several years. It's not
Yes.
like I've been there 6 months.
All right,
I've
well,
been there
he,
several years, so.
he may be.
I've been there
running-
like, what, 8 years?
All right, then it may be worth both of your while to try to get caught up on this. All right, let me repeat, no money judgment is entered at this time. Acceptance of a partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. An additional rent will be owed on October 1st. If you do end up moving, you need to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving, which will trigger the security deposit law. I want you to go out to the counter and the clerk will give you a copy of this order. You can take it to DHS. Problem is, it takes them a while to process things. I had hoped you would have started this process last week, but you get a copy of this order, take it to DHS. And see if you can get some emergency financial help to stay in your tenancy. The other advice is stay in contact with your landlord. Did you have trouble getting in here today?
Yeah, the cops wouldn't let me in. They're locked.
And yes, the courthouse was on a lockdown.
Why is it locked down?
Uh,
Somebody
they-
criminal there?
What?
Yeah,
Someone had threatened me and,
what was it me?
no, it wasn't you, it was another disgruntled landlord-tenant, client. All right, you go out and, get a copy of that and you take that to DHS and stay in contact with Mr. Kreitz.
Did you have to come again in court or not?
No, but you could get evicted on October 6th unless Mr. Kreitz agrees to work with you.
Well, does he want to work with me or not?
Well, you need to go talk to him. All right, you're good to go. Go out to the counter and she'll give you a copy.
I'll
of
be
that.
right there to give you a copy.
In the counter, okay.
I don't know.
She just was a little bit ago. when
I
tried
think
to-
I have 2 rooms open. I think she's still talking to Keith Cox.
Is it okay for the Hagmans to come in here?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. I guess I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but the courthouse is on a lockdown because you're free to go. A previous defendant who was quite agitated here several months ago in a foreclosure, made some threats at that time. They had a very difficult time getting him out of the property. He moved in somewhere else and there was another termination of tenancy, which he failed to appear for. So he got a default judgment giving them a certain amount of time to move, which is probably about up now. He called the prosecutor's office and made some threats. And so the sheriff's department has the courthouse on a lockdown. I had planned to go out for lunch. Anyway, they're vetting all the people before they can get in here. We've got extra security and sheriff's deputies in the parking lot. And so we certainly can continue to do our Zoom stuff. And Mr. Bush, we're about on schedule. The Hagmans are here. And we'll see them here in a minute.
Sharon, I wasn't having the best audio, so you've done Clark and Measure then?
Yes.
I was there, but for some reason I wasn't hearing what was said. I apologize.
I gave them both the amount you had pled and 10 days to move and told them to get a hold of Mr. Kreitz. Neither one of them seemed to completely understand the dire straits they're in. We mentioned before, Mr. Kreitz has got a big waiting list, although with a tenant like Mr. Measure, who's been there for 8 years, maybe it is worthwhile trying to work something out with him, but Mr. Kreitz knows he has the discretion to do that.
I'm not sure why the audio wasn't working, but you're coming in loud and clear now. Thank you, Judge.
We had some problems this morning, which I got turned up. Every day I have a different technical problem. I don't know if it's just me. IT had to help me. My monitor went out, then we got locked out of something. This morning, the screen was dark, so we had to shut down and reboot. But we're getting there. I understand the defendants are here. Again, people are having trouble getting into the courthouse because of this additional security.
So Jamie, you're from home then?
I'm back in town, yes, but I'm in my office.
I mean, you're not in the courthouse, obviously. Okay.
No, sir. I really like the Zoom. I hope they continue it. Saves time.
Yes, it does.
All right, Elaine, you can bring the Hagmans in if they've made it in here. When we talked last, all right, Mr. Cox and Ms. Shingledecker are back.
Hello.
Well, we're waiting for the Hagmans. Ms. Shingledecker, I wish we could get that fixed. I'm sorry, it makes you stand up the whole time.
Okay.
All right, let's take up this matter and then we'll come back to Shingledecker. This is Larry Kreitz. Why don't you have a seat right over here?
Okay.
Versus Michael Hageman and Valerie Hageman. They are at 700 West Congress in Sturgis. Mr. Kreitz is their landlord. When we were here last week, they indicated they planned on moving to Tennessee. Is that still correct?
Yes,
Can you be out within 10 days?
yes.
That's the plan.
Yep, we're getting their U-Haul and all that good stuff ready for us.
Mr. Hagman, you're originally from Three Rivers, aren't you?
Yes.
I knew your dad.
Yeah, he's been gone for
Yes, he
20
has.
years now.
He has. He did some tax stuff for me years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he's been gone for a while, but I did know him. Mr. Bush, this is filed as a non-payment of rent, substantial rent arrearage. I find that through September, they owe $12,832.50 in rent. $23740 in cost, plus the mailing fee of $376. Total costs are $241.16. So the total is substantial, $13,073.66. I'm not entering a money judgment at this time. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. The date for the writ is October 6th. There will actually be another month's rent due at that time. All right, now, when you move, the law requires that you give your forwarding address in writing to your landlord and turn in the keys. So you need to stop by Mr. Kreitz's office, turn in the keys, let him know your new address, and they can proceed from there. You both got Tiger shirts on. The Tigers are about to give us all a heart attack.
Oh, my goodness. It was a great game last night.
They
though.
did win last night. All right, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, if you go out to the counter, we'll give you a copy of that order.
I do have a question.
Yes,
So right now, the plan is to be able to pick up the truck like on a Saturday. If we're done packing everything up.
if you're out before October, then it won't include October's rent.
No, I'm talking about like on the 4th.
Okay,
And we get everything in there ready, just, we're done, you know.
yes.
How do we get the keys to them? I don't know where the
What do you
office
want
or-
them to do, Mr. Kreitz? Just leave the keys up.
They can just call myself or my father and just leave the keys on the counter, and we'll go pick them up within an hour.
All right. All right. Best of luck to you. Go out to the counter, you get a copy of this, and then you're good to go.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bush, you got one more. Mr. Schrader is here, but we're gonna go back to a general civil case we kind of set aside. And that is entitled Three Rivers Health versus Rebecca Shingle-Decker. Keith Cox is here. Elaine, can you see what the deal is with that camera in there?
Yes, I sure can.
All right, Mr. Cox, what's our status here?
Because we spent a fair amount of time walking through settlement options on the case. I have informed Ms. Shingle-Decker that I'm going to email her a proposed settlement agreement, conditional dismissal, payment plan, and pocket judgment for her to take a look at. We talked about some numbers and terms, and she wants to take a look at the nature of the agreement and have me send it over. She's also exploring the possibility of a lump sum payment that she doesn't have any means for yet, but it's also contemplating, I think. Plaintiff's position again would be that the court does grant the discovery order. I did tell Ms. Shingledecker I would not bother to serve discovery on her as long as we're talking settlement, and maybe in the next 10 days or so, we could work something out. If we don't, then maybe I'd serve the discovery on her, but I think we're on track to getting it resolved, to be honest, Judge. It seemed very encouraging and likely that the parties are going to work it out.
How about if we set a pretrial out about 30 days or so?
In lieu of granting discovery or in addition?
No, I'll
to-
grant discovery,
Okay.
but I want to have some target date.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, Judge, sure. Can we make it 45?
Sure. Ms. Shingledecker, what I'm proposing to do, I'm going to grant the discovery order requested. You and Mr. Cox have been discussing settlement, and I'm going to set a pretrial for a Monday morning. How about November 17th? Does that work for you, Mr. Cox?
Yeah, it's a good day for the plaintiff, Judge.
Judge Pattison won't be here that day, but I will.
So November 17th, a court date for discovery.
No, for a pretrial. If the matter is resolved before then, you don't need to come. But if it isn't resolved, we'll have a pretrial at 9 a.m. on November 17th. Parties, that's about 50 days from now.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good. And Ms. Shingledecker, look for my email probably coming your way in the next half hour or so.
Thank you, Keith.
And you have each other's contact information?
We do, and she'll have mine once I email her, yes.
All right, Ms. Shingledecker, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Thank you, though.
All right, thank you. You guys can continue to talk, and I hope you can resolve it. But if you can't, we'll discuss it further. He's probably going to hold off on requesting all this discovery while you guys are discussing settlement.
That's right.
All right, you're good to go, Ms. Shingledecker.
Thanks, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, let me finish with Mr. Bush, and then we'll take up our Enchanted Glen matter.
Good morning, John.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Schrader is here. This is Larry Kreitz versus Randy Schrader. Mr. Schrader is here. We discussed this case last week on 9/19. There was an issue about how old this was. Defendant did discuss briefly with Megan Bauer. I don't think she actually filed an appearance. Mr. Bush, what's the status here today?
My most recent understanding is that the parties have come together, and he being Mr. Schrader, is going to be paying an additional $200 per month on the arrearage. I'm not sure what length that's going to be, but that was my understanding.
So are we gonna do a conditional order of dismissal or something here?
That's where I think it's going, assuming that's confirmed by Mr. Kreitz and certainly by Mr. Schrader.
Your Honor.
Yes.
When we adjourned last Friday, Jamie said he was going to talk to his dad and then contact me. I haven't heard from him at all.
That is correct, Your Honor. I talked to Mr. Bush, and we just agreed that we would accept his $200 that he offered a month until the $5,079 is paid off. I apologize for not getting with you, Randy.
Yeah, thank you. I do agree to that because I do owe the money, but you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
572906 is paid off. All right, Mr. Shingledecker, what we're gonna do with this case is conditionally dismiss it based on your agreement to pay an additional $200 per month to maintain this tenancy until the arrearage of $5,729 is paid off. Is that agreeable with you?
I get paid on the second Wednesday of the month, so that's
Yes.
showing that I haven't paid this month yet.
Okay.
I don't think we addressed when he's gonna start doing that. We probably should put that on the record, Chairman.
The 15th of each month?
Yes, that would get me past the second Wednesday, because I pay consistently as soon as I get my check. I go to the Omni and pay it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bush, could you prepare a conditional order dismissal to that effect?
Yes, we may have turned the numbers around. I believe it's 5,279.06. I'm not sure that was the number that you put on the record, Your Honor.
I wrote down 5729. You got 5279?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I must have transposed the numbers last week. That'll take quite a while at $2,400 a year, but it will eventually get it paid off. And he's a good tenant. Mr. Kreitz Senior wants to keep him as a tenant. He wants to stay there. That's all okay with me.
I've been here since 2011, so it's kind of like, I kind of treat it like my own.
Yeah, you're the kind of tenant a landlord likes to have. And this is an old arrearage they've been carrying, and this is how we'll address it.
And
All right.
if I do come about some money, I will pay that right off.
Yes, if you win the lotto or you get a big tax refund or something, you can
Or if that
certainly
lawsuit
pay.
comes through.
Yeah, if that lawsuit.
Yeah, it's still awaiting settlement.
Yeah. So, who knows? I may die before that's even granted.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
We'll get that conditional dismissal to you, Your Honor.
All right. What year were you born, Mr. Schrader?
I don't know, but I wish I had your hair with my beard. Because it'd look pretty cool. No, I was born in 1964.
All right, Mr. Bush and I got about 10 years on you, so I think you're gonna be all right. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you very much, Judge, and you have a great day.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kreitz, Mr. Bush.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, John. Go Cubs.
So
Have a nice
make that
weekend, man.
work. All right, you'll get a
Thank you,
copy
too,
of
Jim.
that conditional order of dismissal in the mail within, probably by the end of next week, but continue paying your rent.
Oh, yes.
And make that additional payment each month, and you should be all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, Mr. Kreitz, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we've cleared the decks, as it turns out, for Enchanted Glen versus Abby Everling. Megan Bauer is here. Abby Everling is here. Daniel Popovich is here from beautiful Traverse City, and I'm here in Centerville. To make a note.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
We, I don't want to speak for Ms. Bauer, who I know you have who's in your courtroom more often than I, but we have had some fairly, I don't know about productive, but very cordial discussions this morning. And I do not have any tenants here, as you've noticed in the window, because I was meeting with them privately on my own Zoom call. And based on the conversations we had with Ms. Bauer, we've agreed, it was the agreement of Ms. Bauer and I when we left some other confidential conferences regarding this matter, that we would ask for further adjournment today of the hearing. We would like to disclose some information from the tenant's file and work with Ms. Bauer to confirm a mutually agreeable amount that may be due for the non-payment, as well as address some other issues that would not be relevant to the non-payment, but are relevant to these parties. And it could be utilize the best efforts of Ms. Bauer and I while we're both involved.
Well, I appreciate that. Ms. Everling, your rent was alleged to be $737 a month. It's the contention of you and your lawyer that that rent should have been recalculated in June. And I don't know what that recalculation is going to be. But let's assume it's reduced by a factor of something. Right now, you're not paying, I don't know that you're paying anything. And another month's rent is going to be due in October. They can accept your rent. But what I don't want to do is we get to October and I say, oh, by the way, now you owe $3,000 and you're not able to pay it. So whatever money you've got, make sure you set aside September and October's rent. We'll see what it is, but there's late fees in here. There's some other things. We're going to try to sort it all out. Your lawyers have been working hard on this all morning, but we haven't gotten to where we need to be. How long of an adjournment do you request? No matter what we do, we're going to be into October.
Right. I'd ask 2 weeks at least. I just think time goes so quick, and I think Ms. Bauer and I can work together really well, but just 2 weeks seems at least the minimum.
And you got to crunch a bunch of numbers and you got to share it with your pay people. So 2 weeks from today would be October the 10th. So let's see what we got for time for that day. I got Mr. Reed in there. How about 11 o'clock? Boy, I haven't even filled it up yet. 11 o'clock on Friday, October 10th. Does that work?
I'll make sure it does, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Work. All right, these other issues you alluded to, are they, and I don't want you to get into details, but are they lease violation issues?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'll be very careful with my wording because I don't want to create any misperception. But yeah, I think there's the recertification arguments that Ms. Bauer brought up at the first hearing that you've alluded to as to the amount of rent that's due and owing. There are some other things that are taking place that have been brought to my attention, and I always find it to be tremendously beneficial if a tenant has legal representation through legal aid or otherwise. And I think we have a good voice piece with Ms. Bauer to sort of address some of those and maybe not only resolve the non-payment, make sure we're on the same page as to the amount of rent moving forward in the recertification processes as they may be, as well as other obligations of either party going forward and avoid future filings or notices as a result.
I think that's wise. What we're alluding to, Ms. Everling, and I don't know that anything's, I'll take an example. Let's say that your lease says you're not supposed to have a dog and you've got a dog in there. This is a theoretical. And so even if you pay your rent, your landlord may ask to terminate your rent because you're violating the lease by having a dog. So Mr. Popovits has alluded that there may be some sort of lease issues, and his theory, which I agree with, as long as you got counsel, they're going to work on everything. If there are other issues that maybe are non-compliant with the lease and some amount of unpaid rent, they're going to work on all those issues. So you would win the battle but lose the war if, let's say, I reduced your rent to $200, then they move to terminate your tenancy because there's lease violations. So it is wise to try to address everything. So
Judge,
we will adjourn.
May I
Yes.
just add to the record that if we are truly going to try to address everything, then my client will be keeping family status, which is a protected class, family status-based discrimination on the table in our conversation. I'll leave it at that. I'm aware of some of the non-rent related concerns involved in this case. And as my colleague states, ideally we'll be able to work towards resolution to avoid having multiple cases and extended litigation. But it does cut both ways perhaps at this point.
All right, very good. Ms. Everling, you've got legal counsel, which means you're way ahead of where a lot of people are. You've got your lawyer and their lawyer working on trying to work out a resolution, which means generally maintain your tenancy. So we'll address this at 11 o'clock on October 10th. I'll
Judge,
see everybody.
Can I ask one additional question of the court?
Yes.
Will the court treat this hearing in 2 weeks as a pretrial, or would the court expect us to be in person for a contested?
No, you will do it by Zoom. If it is contested, I'll block out the rest, block out till noon.
Your Honor, also.
But everybody may appear by Zoom.
Thank you for that courtesy. Appreciated.
I guess I'm not sure that the parties are entirely clear on all layers of what is contested. The regulations, the parties are not even on the same page on which regulations control this tenancy at this point. So I'm a little bit
right now,
concerned
it's
about
just a non-payment of rent case. And I got your appearance about a second ago and your brief. So I haven't looked at it carefully, but right now I'm just trying to figure out a number that I'm gonna tell her she needs to pay.
And how we calculate that number depends on whether we're under the rules of the Department of Housing and Urban Development or we're under the rules of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And right now the parties aren't on the same page on that.
All right, well, I love getting into federal regulations and arcane minutia regarding these federally subsidized leases, but we'll see how much progress we can make on October 10th at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your
Thank you
Honor.
for your patience.
All right,
we'll
Ms.
be better.
Everett, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Everyone have a good weekend.
You too.
We're working on it, thank you.
Judge, that concludes the landlord-tenant docket this morning then?
Yes, it does, thanks.
Thank you.
Word lock, if they found him. All right. Apparently the courthouse lockdown has been lifted. They found the person that is very angry. And we'll be seeing where that goes. I've got to go in that room and work on that camera. That is stressful to the staff when that sort of stuff happens. But apparently he's in custody. So everybody is breathing a little easier. You'll recognize him when we get into the case further. All right, that finishes our morning.